Hey everybody. Let's see. Okay, y'all, this is my first time going live on TikTok, so bear with me, of course. Let's see. Can you guys hear me? Let me hear a yay in the comments. Perfect. And yes, I have my crab legs already. I've had crab legs, I think it's been 3 times that I've had crab legs since I've been back home. I don't think you guys understand, like, I'm obsessed with crab legs. It's really bad. Like, if I were to develop a seafood allergy between now and tomorrow, I'd probably just ask the Lord to take me, because there's no way I can live without crab legs. Inspired diva. Yeah, you were Georgia Peach as well. So I'm an adopted Georgia Peach, but I love me some Atlanta. So, oh, thanks guys, you guys are so sweet. Mike the people, that's funny. Yeah, listen, I was in the house cooking it up, okay? I definitely can say that for sure. Rachel and I both were tag teaming the cooking, so that was the first thing that I thought when I saw that Rachel got evicted. One, I was sad, obviously, how she was evicted with a comp out. That kind of sucks. But then 2, I was thinking like, oh my goodness, how are those people in the house going to even eat? Because Rachel and I were feeding the masses, let's be real. I love her for that. Love your diss track. I do too. My diss track eats. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to make it my ringtone. But once I figure that out, oh, it's on and popping. Somebody was telling me I need to record a music video to it. I thought that was funny, but I'm not opposed, to be honest. It has a nice ring to it. I kind of want to do like a remix and make it like a little bit more of like an Afro beat kind of vibe, because that's my favorite type of music. But regardless, it eats. I am a fan for sure. And the fact that they even took the time to make a diss track, I'm like, wow, like, thank you. Because I'm sure it took time to do that, you know? So I think it's cute. I love it. Can you say diabolical? Diabolical is one of my favorite words. Are you on Cameo yet? Yes, I am on Cameo. I don't really know how to use it, but I am on Cameo, and it's my name. So it's the Mickey C. Lee on Cameo. So definitely find me on there. Who is that? Oh, and Tisha, is that how you say your name? Girl, yes. And being in Atlanta, yeah. Ooh, Mickey, stop ghosting Adrian. What? I love Adrian. How did I ghost him? Charlie, you're funny. How do you deal with the hate? You know what's funny? Like, it doesn't bother me, which is kind of weird, but I choose to just take everything with a positive mindset. I feel as though that when you do reality TV, it comes with people having negative and positive things to say about you. And so you kind of just have to, you know, just have a blind ear to a lot of things. And you just have to understand that a lot of people, it's easy for people to judge you from behind a screen versus obviously in person. So I don't really take a lot of the things that people say to heart, just because I do think I'm very confident within who I am and whose I am. So words have never been something that really hurt me or hindered me from continuing to be great or be confident in myself. So the hate doesn't bother me, actually. I kind of enjoy it a little bit. And when I say enjoy it, I enjoy it in a sense of like, sometimes the things that people say are pretty comical, and I love to laugh. So I'm never opposed to laughing at myself. I love to kiki at myself. If I trip and fall, I'm cracking up because I'm like, girl, why are you so clumsy? So when people have mean things to say, like, sometimes they're kind of funny, and I screenshot them. I'm like, ooh, like, this eats. I need to save this for the next time I watch Big Brother and have something not nice to say. Is Jimmy joining? He's supposed to. Yeah, let me actually text him. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm gonna be honest. The comments are going in crazy. So if I don't respond to something, it's really just because I didn't see it, I promise. I love how you've embraced the Mictator name. What's crazy is I love the name Mictator. Like, I do understand that a lot of people were saying, obviously, I was a dictator on the season and stuff like that. And you know what? if that's what they want to call me, that's totally fine. But Mictator is something I'm taking to my grave, because I don't think I could have even come up with something that good. I was gonna call like people that liked my game the Mickey Mob, but Mictators, y'all, Mictators, like that is so good. Like, oh my goodness, that's insane. Let me text Jimmy right now. I'm using Streamlabs. Okay, let's see. Thank you, UTSA Jennifer. Did you already go live with Jimmy? So no, I have not gone live with Jimmy personally yet. So he and I, we were in a live together with Adrian, Zach, and Catherine, if I'm not mistaken. And my camera wasn't working at the time because I didn't even have 1,000 followers on TikTok. Funny enough, like I don't use TikTok. I created a TikTok, or had to create a new TikTok once the show started, because I am a lucky girl that gets her pages hacked, shockingly. So my TikTok got hacked, I think maybe a week before I left for the show, so I had to start over. And I've never gone live before, so I'm not even hip to all the things of how to even do that. Jimmy is on CPT time, that's funny. Oh my gosh, it's so many questions. Do you like Keanu? Yes, I do like Keanu. I think that obviously early on, I was a big advocate for Keanu, and I think I let a lot of other people's opinions cloud my judgment of him. And then, of course, I think he and I both suffered the same thing that everyone suffers in the house, the BB paranoia and all the different voices in your head and from people telling you certain things. And that is one thing I do regret. I do wish that he and I would have been able to stay close from the beginning to the end versus us having our short stint. But I do like Keanu. Did I see his goodbye message for me? Yes. Someone sent me his goodbye message, which I thought was very funny. So that was a saying that I used to say in the house all the time, because sometimes I'd be like super tired. And, you know, when you're in the house, you feel super overwhelmed. And so my little phrase would like, hey, like, you know, today might be a really bad day, or today might be a very tiresome day, but at least I have a fat ass. You know, it's like words of encouragement for myself. And he and I used to joke about it, just because when he was the butler, his butt was pretty big as well. So we kind of enjoyed that little saying together. Oh my gosh, there's so many questions. Can you do your intro? Do you feel like, what? Oh my gosh, y'all, it's going so fast. Do you feel like you're all-star worthy? Honestly, don't know. I mean, I'll let them determine that, I guess. I'm just blessed and happy to have been able to have the opportunity that I had. And that's pretty much it. I'm grateful, honestly. I know it's really hard to get on Big Brother. I don't think it's very easy. I know some people have been trying to do it for a long time, and for me to be able to be blessed enough to be able to experience it, I'm happy about that. Sorry, somebody's texting me. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, I see you got your camera to work. Yeah, okay, so no, so before I wasn't able to work my camera because I didn't have a certain amount of followers on TikTok. So I don't know if you were listening earlier, but I didn't have enough followers to, I think, for my camera to work or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm not very privy to the TikTok live. Say ooh weird. Ooh weird. Do you know how mad us Mictators were when you didn't get out, Riley? I feel like you Mictators definitely didn't. I didn't do some things I was supposed to do, for sure. But it's hard when you're playing the game. Obviously, you only have your own discernment to go off of. Mickey, how were you in the house with poodle braids for 7 weeks? Oh my gosh. I didn't know that poodles had braids, but I actually have locks. So these are called locks. And I love my hair. I'm actually obsessed with my hair. It's one of the number one things I'm complimented on between 5 to 10 times a day. And I love it. I embrace it. And it's, I guess, authentically me. I don't see a lot of people with my style of hair, especially my color of hair. And I love it. It allows me to, I don't know, be creative within who I am. And I love it. So I'm not sure what poodles have braids, but if you send me pictures, I would love to look at them because I love poodles. They're so cute. I used to have a poodle. Oh my gosh. Did you hear what? Oh gosh, it's going so fast. Why did y'all? It's too fast. I'm sorry. How would you? Your locks are gorgeous. Ignore them. Oh, thank you. No, I love my hair, guys. I really do. Okay, these comments are going so fast. I'm sorry. Why did you say you never watched? Oh God, that when whatever went is your. Good Lord, this is going fast. Please do another makeup tutorial. Did you guys see that? That's crazy. What's funny is I don't even really not know how to do my makeup. Are you nearsighted? Yes. If you did not already know, I'm very blind. I wear contacts and I wear glasses. And unfortunately, my contacts, maybe I need better ones, but my eyes are always dry. So I normally use eye drops a lot of times. But I guess that's why I'm considered the blinking queen. I'm not sure. I blink a lot, but it's funny. I never even realized how much I blinked until after the show and people were saying things because I still haven't watched the episodes back, but I thought that was funny. The blinking queen. I'll scroll the comments. Oh, thank you, whoever that is. Who said that? Scroll the comments so they stop moving. That's Darian. Thank you. You just put me on because I was struggling. Okay, this is easier. Okay, are you streaming with Jimmy? Yes, I'm waiting for Jimmy to get on. I know he was doing something with Sean, if I'm not mistaken. So I thought I would get on early just because I don't really know how to work this. And I figured it was not going to be as easy as it was. Oh, Jimmy is texting me now. Let's see. Are you getting my request? No. Let me see. Can I? Straps. Okay, so Jimmy is about to add or log in. Let me see if I'm doing this correct, guys. So I am using Streamlabs desktop to be on here, and I'm trying to see how I can add someone or how he can get into this live. I might just have to use my phone. If anyone knows if there's a specific way to let him come into the Streamlabs desktop, let me know in the comments because you guys are putting me on game already. Oh, SJ, I thought you were blinking because you were lying. You know what? You never know. Expect the unexpected. Let's see if anyone knows how to add in Jimmy. Oh, get on Jimmy's live. Okay. Let me see if I can do that on here. Probably not. Multi-stream. I might have to get on my phone, which kind of sucks because I didn't want to get on my phone. Yeah, I'm gonna join his live. You can try by battling him, Mickey. End your live and go on his. Oh, you guys are laughing. I really don't know how to do TikTok live, y'all. Sorry. I'm typically doing stuff in real life instead of TikTok lives. My apologies. You now have access to Cloud Cam. What's that? Oh, cool. All right. Why am I so...
Says, what are we doing? Do I still hate Keanu? I never hated Keanu. Your cat is so cute. Thank you. Request to join Mickey's live. I'm in a live. Mickey can come request to join my live. Hold on. IDK what Streamlabs is. Okay. I love this. The man is so fine, thank you. Did you see Kelly? Oh, no. Mickey's live just ended out of nowhere. Tell Mickey to join my live. Like, thanks, Grace. She ended the live. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Alrighty. I told her it was a setting. You guys are eating right now with like helping Mickey and me and others. Okay. All right. You guys are being so patient. I'm obsessed. Okay. I texted Mickey. We'll see. KK, one sec. Okay, I think she's gonna join and we're just gonna add her here since this is where the people are. This is where the people are. Okay, so girl, I'm too hot. Who said that? Who do you want off? That's a great question. Who do I want off? Thanks, Stacy. I would love it if Vince went home. I'm just gonna say it. I would love it if Vince went home. Oh, thanks, Sherry. So guys, this is my cat, Bernard Grayson. He's a little mischievous little man. He's coming here to ask, he's the moderator today. He's gonna ask the tough questions. But everybody wants to know, Bernard Grayson has the answer. Okay, Sam Vince needs to go. Who do you want to win? Okay, maybe this is controversial. I'm like kind of Team Morgan right now. Isn't that crazy? I'm kind of Team Morgan, low-key. Team Morgan and Team Keanu. I'm hitting out Ava to go home. Real, okay. Thanks, Brando. Kelly needs to go. I agree. Is Morgan a Libra? I have no idea if Morgan is a Libra or not. Is Morgan a Libra? Jimmy has no clue. Tell Mickey is live again. Okay, well, I don't really know what's going on with that. She ain't my live. I instead have... Wait, if Mickey's live right now, whose live is doing better numbers? Can someone tell me? I'm kidding. Please call Mickey. I mean, I'm just gonna I just want to chat, guys. It's like literally nothing crazy. I just want to be like, why did you say the things you said? Here's what I said. And get a resolution, guys. I think everybody's saying messy time. I think you guys are thinking I'm gonna be more, I'm... This is crazy. I was like, Mickey, join my live, and she just DM'd me her live, which is crazy. Okay, I'm gonna click it and see what happens. It doesn't even guys. This is crazy. Does this work? Oh my god, Mickey's live. Why can't I? Okay, this is crazy, guys. Hold on. I love how it's 20 minutes into this live and we haven't, because Mickey's doing stuff today. So I'm like, okay, hold on. She doesn't know what she's doing. I don't know what I'm doing either, to be fair. So we can't really even clock Mickey for that. Because guys, I'm still new to TikTok. Do I ship? No, guys. I'm not. Get Mickey on live. I'm waiting for the tea. Adrian's ready for the tea, guys. Adrian's ready for the tea. When Adrian's ready for the tea, that's how we know we're missing something. Okay. Let me... I don't even know how this works. Okay. Okay. What's our favorite color? Mickey does not have co-host access. I don't know what that means. You can only search and co-host with your friends. TikTok clocked us. Okay. This is crazy right now. Because I see Mickey sitting in live. Okay. I wish you were still on BB. I agree. Tell her to come on and click the request box. Okay. Tell her to come in and request. That's what I'm saying is like, guys, that's what should happen. Someone give Jimmy a jury vote. Okay, tell me guys in the comments, who would you vote for if you were in jury right now? You have to request her. I will. Okay, who would you vote for if you were in jury right now? That's a great question. I would vote for Morgan. Isn't that crazy? I know. I think I've said that a few times and most people are like pretty surprised, but that's just kind of how I feel. Morgan or Ashley, agreed. Or I'm like, I could get behind Keanu. I could get behind Keanu. Keanu, Ashley, and Morgan I said are my faves. Like, it's pretty easy. Morgan, Ashley, Ava. Ashley, Keanu, or Morgan. Wait, is Mickey in here? Okay. Anyone but Kelly. Guys, I'm not even kidding. And I say this so respectfully, and I don't want this to get like pulled out of context or like, Adrian, like, I'm sorry, I know you love Kelly. If Kelly wins, I'm walking off stage. I'm not even kidding. Like, I just can't. Like, Kelly deserves to make jury, I guess, because she's made jury. But in terms of like actually, thanks, Sherry. In terms of like actually winning, I just like don't see it. Like, I need people who play the game well. Like, listen, like Keanu, he's winning out. So that like deserves something. He's playing a horrible social game, but it's getting better, as Rachel said. So maybe it can keep getting better. But also is like, is Big Brother the place you learn and grow? Or is Big Brother the place that you come and you're ready to go? Okay, guys, Mickey is here. Let's get Mickey in and make her a co-host. Okay, she's here, guys. Mickey's joining. Mickey is invited, and I'm going to make her a co-host. Mickey. Okay. Hold on. Mickey is here. Talk about mints. We will talk about mints, guys. Don't worry. It's on the list. We'll talk about mints. Let it begin. Let's let it begin. I did just invite Mickey. Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm sure this is painful, like watching your grandparents, like, try to like click something up. Okay. So Mickey is joining now. Okay, again, guys, my goal from this is to like be in to just be in a place where like we can be, you know, we can kiki, we can like cut up, we can like come to an understanding, because one of the things I hate about the world we live in is I feel like we can't ever have conversations to get to a place of mutual understanding. And that's what I'm hoping out of this is we get to a place of mutual understanding. We're kikiing. We're like back to like what Jimmy and Mickey were in the house. Like Mickey and I had such a spark and a dynamic, and like that's why it was so shocking that she put me up, right? Because we had such a vibe, I fear. Okay, well, Mickey dropped out of the live. She heard me saying that. She said, Mickey did ruin. Okay, listen, we're gonna have a conversation about that. But like I went home, then Rachel went home, then Mickey went home, then like Will went home. Like our side of the house decimated. Okay. Oh, thanks for the glasses. I love these little glasses. They're so fun. Okay. Guys. Hey, Sherry. Okay. Mickey. I know Mickey's in here. Mickey said 1 sec and then left the live. McTater. Okay, guys. I'm like, maybe this is like bad to say. McTater kind of eats. Thanks, Christopher. I wish somebody could call me the McTater. Like McTater, like guys, McTater eats. I'm just gonna say. I'm like Mickey. If you're watching, McTater eats. It does. I'm sorry, it does. Oh, thanks, Sherry. Some people don't like McTater, but like I know it's not a good thing, guys. I know it's not a good thing. People don't go, "You're a dictator" as the compliment, right? But like, if there was a McTater shirt, would I buy it? I don't know. We'll see how this live goes. But like, I love McTater. I think it's cute. I think it's a cute thing to call your fans. Okay, where is Mickey? That's a great question because we are 25 minutes into this live. Okay, Mickey is here. Oh my God. Okay, Mickey is here. Mickey is here. Okay, Mickey is here. Mickey is here. Mickey C. Lee.
Yeah.
Mickey C. Lee.
Oh. Okay.
Mickey,
My bad.
Oh, wait. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Mickey C. Lee. Yes, I can hear you. I can see you. Mickey C. Lee.
5 hours.
Yeah, I know. We were like, I told them we're like the grandpa and grandma of like trying to get the live together.
What's insane though is like it wouldn't let me join your live, but then you couldn't join my live either. So I'm like, what is going on?
That's the age old question of the lives. But also I don't understand how TikTok works because I didn't have a TikTok pre Big Brother. So
yeah, my TikTok before Big Brother was mainly just me doing stuff. Like I did my date nights, but I never went live. Let's be real.
long stem red roses in a black car.
You know me so well, yes.
Because I listen. I do listen. I don't. I talk a lot, but I do listen. Listen, in the Big Brother house, I always said I should have listened a lot more than I spoke. Very like honestly, how Ashley's kind of eating that sauce. If you catch my drift, but hello, like it's so good to just like kiki with you and like see you and like it's been weeks because like you stayed in the house longer than I did. Oh, I love a Twizzler. You love it. Wait, those aren't real. You like the other one that's not a Twizzler. You like the red vines, right?
No, Rachel likes red vines. I like the Twizzlers.
Oh, I don't know why. I thought you were red vines girly. Okay, how is it? How are you feeling post eviction? Like how are the vibes? How are you feeling?
You know what's funny? Like it's been a whirlwind. Let's be honest. Just coming outside of the house, I kind of feel like I was in jail in the house. I'm sure you felt the same way. So like the first thing I had to do when I got out was, of course, get some crab legs. I needed an espresso martini with Don Reposado, extra creamy.
Yeah.
And like, I just wanted to just do hood rat things with my friends. So I'm glad that I was able to do those things. But honestly, yeah, it feels good just to be out and be able to like connect with family and friends and just be around people that appreciate you and love you the most. And honestly, it just feels good to have freedom. I don't think a lot of people realize that being in is espresso. Oh, thanks, girl. It's hard being in the house, you know, like it takes a toll on you mentally. And obviously even my eyes feel weird now when I'm out because I'm not, you know, now nothing is super bright light anymore. It's normal light. Even the smallest things like that.
You're used to the giant lights that are above every window that hit you.
Yeah, like even when I went to sleep, you know how like when you go to bed and it's like pitch black, like there's no light anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't have that in my house. Like you still at least get like a street light or something shining in. So it's taken me like at least a week to go to sleep. I think I had my first good night's rest last night.
The light, the darkness, especially in the train room, is something.
Yeah, it's insane. Wait, how are you feeling? You got your man back and everything.
What'd you say?
I said, how are you feeling now that you've been back? I said, you got your man back and everything. I'm sure it feels different, like sleeping alone versus being used to sleeping next to your lover. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on now.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. I mean, everybody knows that, like, I've enjoyed being out. I think I even said this to you in the house when we were having our poolside conversation. Like, even if I do go home, is what I said in the moment. Like, I have something to go home to. And that's always something that I was looking forward to. And even, like, in the moment. Like, the reason, when I was giving my eviction speech, the reason I got choked up in the moment is because, I'll be honest, when we were sitting down and it was me, Riley, and Kelly, I was, like, I wanted to win the blockbuster. And I just knew I was going to, even though I didn't. I knew I was going to win it, but I almost dreaded it in a way because I was like, at this point, I've made so much peace with like going to see my people, my family, my loved ones. And like at that point, I'd reached a point in the house where I literally felt like I was on the outs with everybody to the point where I'm like, why do I want to be here anymore? Like, why am I going to spend my summer with people who don't want me here? Like, I'll just leave. Like, I'll just go. So by that point, I was like ready to go. So I'm saying all of that to mean like I'm happy to be home. Like it's cool being in the outside world. Like what you say, freedom. Going to get my like, not my crab legs, but my crab boil. Like getting my espresso martini. Like that's the shit that's like really exciting. Like and getting to do the things that like going to Target. Like even though like we're not going to Target, but like going to Target. You know what I always said? Like going to Target like is something I want to do in the house. I went to Target. I didn't buy anything, but I went to Target just to like feel the vibes. Getting to be in the outside world, like that is the best part. It is for sure. But like, you know, you always like, I think the craziest part is just like seeing like the show post like leaving. And I know like, I don't think you haven't watched the show yet. Is that like correct?
So the first episode that I watched was this past Thursday. So we did a watch party at the place called Holiday Bar in Atlanta. That was the first episode.
My brother was there.
Yes, your brother was there. And it was so funny. Like Jimmy, I looked to this guy at the bar and I'm like, wow, that looks like Jimmy. But I'm like, it's not Jimmy. And so I just keep, doing what I'm doing. And then he like taps me on my shoulder. He's like, hey, I'm Jimmy's brother. I'm like, that's why you look so familiar. Like I literally saw your face in the photo for your HOH, which is so funny.
But that was the first episode that I was able to watch, which obviously was Will getting evicted and all that. Like that was the first thing I was. So I've only seen.
Are you surprised that Ashley pulled that out?
You know what though? I don't know if I'm surprised that she pulled it out. I think I'm surprised that they evicted Will. Like I just think that it would have made more sense to keep Will, I would think. Instead of keeping Ashley. But I mean, her skin in the game, kudos to her, girl. Like, keep going. But I was surprised. Like, I definitely thought they were going to evict Ashley and over Will and keep Will.
If you were there, what would you have done?
If I was there?
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably would have kept Will. I think it just makes more sense to keep Will.
Yeah. Do you think, would you have kept him because you can beat him towards the end, or would you have kept him because he's like something you were closer aligned with?
Yeah, I think I was closer to Will, obviously, in my mind at that time. But I don't know what they have going on in the house now. Like, all I know is, like, what people TikTok and tweet here and there. So I'm assuming that Ashley is more aligned with people in the house right now. That's why they kept her. I'm not even sure why. Do you have any insight to that?
I'll be honest. I know Ashley turned it out because I think Keanu was the deciding vote, and Keanu chose to keep Ashley over Will. But, like, it's no secret to you and I that Keanu, for some reason, Keanu's never really liked Will. Like, even during my HOH, like, and I don't know if this is something that you saw. So I know that I had talked about putting Amy and Will up. Mm-hmm. You and Morgan didn't like that during my HOH. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I was never really given alternate noms besides Riley towards the end, which was a consideration, of course. Mm-hmm. But Keanu did come to me at one point and was like, I was already considering putting up Amy and Will. He came to me and said, if you put up Will, I would consider that an olive branch, and I wouldn't put you up or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm putting up Will anyway, so that's great, because I put up Will with zero intention of Will going home. I put Amy up with the intention of, like, she could go home if Adrian wins the blockbuster, and I fully knew that. Was that good for my game? At the time, I thought yes, because, like, listen, Amy's even told me post-show, she's like, I would have put you up, I would have gone for you. So I feel vindicated in that. Was sending Amy home good for your and Morgan's game specifically? No, probably not. And I get that's why Morgan probably started souring on me, because she didn't like that I sent Amy home, even though that's fine. Like, I did what's best for my game, but maybe not what's best for y'all's game in that situation in terms of putting Amy up. But I remember Keanu in week 2, the point of what I'm saying is Keanu in week 2 came to me and was like, if you put up Will, I'll consider that an olive branch. So since week 2, Keanu's never really been down for Will, and I think that's part of the reason why Keanu was like the deciding vote to send.
But I wonder why. Like, I never understood why Will and Keanu, or Keanu wasn't a fan of Will. Because, I mean, like, everyone in the house loves Will. Like, I haven't talked to anyone that didn't like Will, to be honest.
I haven't talked to a single person that did not like Will in the house.
Yeah, everyone loves Will. So that's weird.
So it's like, what do we do with that? Like, Keanu's the only person who did not like Will for an extended period of time. And I still to this day have no idea why.
I don't know either. But, I mean, it makes sense, obviously, that if that's the case, to vote him out, of course. But, I don't know. I feel like Keanu didn't like a lot of people in the beginning. I think just because, obviously, his back was to a wall. And I think that's kind of what dictated how he felt towards people. I do think if the game, we did a restart with the game, and he was able to show more of who he really was, his personality and all that, I don't think Keanu would have been as big as a target as we made him to be after you and his riff with Tiff. I do think that Keanu would have been a lot more liked in the house. I think he's well loved outside of the house, of course, but I think in the house, I think he would have had a better taste in people's mouth if things hadn't went the way they went, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, Keanu obviously had his moments in the house. I obviously had my moments with Keanu in the house. I think we saw that a few separate times. I guess I was not surprised. I remember at the end, towards my eviction, I thought Keanu could have been a vote to keep me. But I guess this goes to, like, one of the things I'm wondering from you is, like, so towards my, let's get into the week 4 of it all. Let's get into the week 4 of it all, because I know that, like, so we're kind of coming backwards, but, like, going into week 4, like, obviously you and I had been really close. We had like a day 1 or day 2 storage room conversation where I was like, this is my girl right here, because I was like, I don't know why. I was so attached to you because you were like the first or second person I'd seen of the cast. So guys, for reference, we're like in these holding rooms. We come out, we line up behind the stage, we walk in.
We walked in together.
Yeah, we walked in together. I was right behind Mickey. And so, and also on the stage with Julie, Mickey and I could not stop giggling.
We were giggling so hard.
Too much. They had to like stop, and they're like it was like a whole thing. So we were just giggling too much. So just because of that, and on that stage, I was like, I want to get like close with this girl. And like we did. We like vibed. We like got together with Morgan. We like had our thing. I think my HOH might have been like a delimiter maybe for you and Morgan from what I've seen. But so I'm curious for you, like, what led up to, and like we can get into it all, but my question is like, what led up to like me being a potential nom in week 4? Like, was it my HOH in week 2? Was it conversations I was having with Keanu? Like, what led to me being a consideration in week 4? I think is something that I think everybody kind of.
I think people want to know, yeah. So I think for the most part, obviously, you and I don't think you and I did a lot of effective communicating, right? There was not a lot of effective communication throughout our alliance.
Yeah.
Throughout the game. And I think there was a lot of times where, on the outside looking in, we would see you canoodling with Keanu a lot. And this is someone that actively was wanting myself and Morgan on the block every single week. Not only that, he was spreading a lot of seeds when it came to her and I, saying that, we were taking on the pop and, we were doing a lot of things that we weren't actually doing. And from my perspective, I don't think that my game was the way it was until those things started happening. And I think that, all of a sudden I went from my name not being in anyone's mouth to obviously it being in his mouth heavily. And then you all had your huge tiff, but then all of a sudden you guys became besties. And then his target went to me and Morgan. And when speaking to Keanu, he's like, yeah, like, Jimmy's not coming for me. He's not wanting anyone to come for me. But, I'm being told that you're the one that's causing all the drama between Jimmy and I, which of course wasn't true. But I think it was a lot of that. And then there was a lot of the fact that, from the way it looked to me, there was a lot of you playing both sides, which of course a lot of people playing both sides, of course. But when it came to playing both sides with people that actively wanted to get me out and I didn't feel like you were advocating for me, that's kind of where the thoughts started to transpire. And I think you and I talked about it a little bit when the noms happened. And, you're basically saying that, you felt like you could have just done things a little bit better or whatever. And honestly, for me, I think I could have talked to you a little bit more about it as well. Like, it could have been something that we kind of dissected. But I do think in the moment, it was really just like, you kind of have to make or break it. It just made the most sense in that moment. But I do think if I would have sat and thought about it a lot longer, I definitely would have looked at it a little differently. I think I would have talked to you more, maybe seen if we could work things out, and then reconsidered the nom for maybe a later HOH if need be. But I do think at that moment, even my relationship with Catherine, my relationship with Riley, my relationship with Keanu, a lot of those things were stemmed by things that I think that you were and or weren't doing to protect me and Morgan. And that is where my thought process was in that moment.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. I have something I want to dive into a little bit because I think all of that makes sense. But do you think Morgan, putting me up was like 100% your decision? Or do you think Morgan talked you into it a little bit? I think this is a question I've seen a lot.
No, I don't like looking back at it. I don't think it was 100% my decision. I do think that I had a part in it. Let's be honest. Like, I would never want to blame anybody else for things that I do. Like, I put you up, so it's me that did it, of course, right? But was I influenced by another alliance member? Yes, for sure. I think that I was torn between two situations, trying to appease this one and appease another, and feeling as though that me and her were kind of being blindsided or kind of being treated differently based on you saying you wanted to work with us. And it sucks too, because I remember you and I talking about like, we feel like Morgan is acting a little indifferent, or she's, showing signs of whatever. And it went from that to me seeing a lot of those signs in you based on that, us trying to get Keanu out. I think I remember Keanu doing his veto, and I think you were the only one that ran to him and hugged him so big and were like, oh my God, like all these things. I think the optics made it look like it was something way bigger than what it was. But then I also think that there were things that were being done that probably could have been communicated a little bit better to explain the whys. Therefore, you could have established trust. Because in Big Brother house, let's be honest, all you have to go on is people's actions. You're in a house with people that you don't know anything about. We're strangers, and we're like, oh, we're going to go to the end with each other. But then if their actions are not showing that, it's not much else you can really go on.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. I think at the end of the day, one of the biggest downfalls for us was communication, because I think, like, to me in the house, there was a big error, specifically with you more than anybody else. It was like, it was you and Rachel were the two people I trusted the most. And I was like, if there's something I'm doing, in a way, if you trust me, you trust that what I'm doing is for us. And maybe that really wasn't the case for Morgan, because with Keanu specifically, like, when I was the one who gave him the hug after he won that veto that nobody was happy he won, that was primarily because I felt like he was so alone in that house, and I did feel like I had something to do with that, and I never want to be the person that is like the reason somebody is feeling by themselves or feeling alone or feeling like on an island. And I didn't want, I mean, you should watch that. It's the hopscotch veto, right? The one you're talking about.
Yeah.
You should watch the episode and the way that looks, because he wins and none of us clap Mickey. Like it is Mickey. It is bad.
I remember that though. But it was funny to me though, Jimmy, is like, do you remember I loved Keanu?
Yeah.
Remember I was advocating for Keanu? Like you and Morgan were like, no, like we're not working with him. He's a joke. He's all this. And I'm like, no guys, like I actually like him. Like we got to give him a chance. And I just hate the fact that when I look back, I'm like, how did this man become my enemy number one when I literally was like rooting for him for the first 2 to 3 weeks?
Yeah, well, I think it's because he's always had like some beef with like you and Ashley specifically, or Ashley and Morgan. I think you just got associated with that, and then it was also like a Will thing, and then it was also a me thing, and it was a Rachel thing. I think with me, and one of the things you addressed earlier is that I had become buddy with Keanu after my HOH, and that is true. I did that as a defense mechanism primarily because I knew he was gunning for me, and then when I was talking to him and trying to walk him off that ledge, he made it seem like at one point he was like, it's not me and you, it's between me and Rachel. But Rachel is planting these seeds between me and you. And then I was like, no, I don't think it's me and Rachel. And that was kind of the end of that conversation. And then he comes to me again, you know how Keanu is, hey, can we talk? And then we go talk. And he goes, I actually think it's Morgan and Mickey who are driving a wedge between us. And I'm like, that's crazy. I'll be honest. I didn't say, no, I don't think that. I think that's not happening at all. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And he's like, yeah, if we like work together, like we can circumvent that. And I was like, okay, I mean, like that's interesting. He goes, they're cooking their way to the top. And I was like, uh-huh. And he said he planted that as a seed. Of course, I went right to you guys, literally like that hour, and was like, he said you guys are cooking your way to the top. And remember, he said he planted that as a seed to see who was giving y'all information. Clearly, that was me. So obviously, like, yes, in that instance, it's like, yes, does it look like I'm kicking with Keanu? Absolutely. But because I come to you guys and kind of give you that information, to me, that was showing loyalty. I'm telling them that he is saying they're cooking their way to the top. But at the same time, and I said this to you in the house, if he says, I'm targeting Morgan and Mickey, but I'm not targeting you anymore, I'm not going to say, oh, target me instead. Like, I'm not going to, in a way, in my head, and maybe this was wrong, maybe it's not, but in my head, I was like, if he trusts me and he's targeting Morgan and Mickey, I know that his target is Morgan, because that was 100% his target. You were kind of just an associate of Morgan in that instance. And I'm like, if he's going to put up Morgan, I can get him to take down Mickey, or I can get him to not put up Will, or I can get him to not put up somebody in a way that like allows us to protect each other. Because I remember Triple Threat at the end of the day, our biggest goal was to prevent the 3 of us from going up on the block. And so a lot of my dealings with Keanu was trying to prevent that from happening. Like, did it look the best all the time? Maybe not. And maybe that's where like my issue was, is that I really should have communicated to you guys is like, I am working with Keanu to prevent the 3 of us from going on the block. And I think that's a communication error I had. But I think in the same way, I think you and Morgan had a big issue with like my HOH and certain actions I was making after week 2 that I don't know that was always communicated to me specifically. Like they were definitely communicated in my HOH room, but they weren't really communicated always to me. So I'm kind of wondering, like, do you see that the same way? Do you think it was like a double street of communication? And are there certain instances where you feel like you and Morgan were saying a lot behind my back, but not necessarily like sitting down and having those conversations with me? Because I felt like I could have had those conversations with you week 3, week 4, but it seems like y'all wanted to have those conversations like week 2, week 3. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I think it was a lot of things going on. One, yes, I do think her and I discussed just how you were handling your HOH the most. Because I think I was upset personally. I can speak for me. I was upset because Will went up. Let's be honest. Yeah. I was really upset that Will went up because I know you and I had talked about it, and that wasn't something that you were going to be doing originally. Yeah. And I didn't feel as though that was something that you kind of even consulted me on personally. Because like you were telling me one thing, like, hey, Mickey, like, I'm closer to you than Morgan. And, I see things in Morgan that I don't like.
I did communicate that to you week 2, right? I was literally like, guys, because this never made an episode, but I was literally like, I remember this so explicitly, Mickey. And when I was like, Mickey, I just want you to know this guy, and guys, this was week 2. I was like, Mickey, I want you to know if it's final 3, you mean Morgan, like, you know who I'm taking to final 2. And you look at me and you go, you're taking Morgan. And I was like,
I assumed, right. Yeah, what's funny is like going into the house, you know what's hard? It's hard to like decipher between strategy and real life. Let's be real. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so it's like there's somebody that I've only known for 2 weeks or 1 week, and they're like, oh, I want to go to the very end with you. It's like, okay, yeah, that sounds great, but like, do I think that's actually what's going to happen? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, who knows?
Right, and especially on week 2.
Yeah, you take everything with a grain of salt, and then also you have this person that's saying this, but then they're spending more time with X, Y, and Z. The other people in the house, or they're doing things that kind of reflect that they might not be interested in taking to the very end. You have to be very mindful of those things. And so for me, yes, I think Morgan and I did have discussions about your HOH, and I was unhappy about the Will aspect. She was more unhappy about the Amy aspect.
Right.
And I don't think that I like the fact that it was more of something that was told versus something that we actually worked through as a unit. I think that was the first inkling of me understanding that we weren't as strong as I thought we were. And that's when my antennas kind of went up. But I do think that if I had a feeling about that, that's something I could have came to you about and said, hey, Jimmy, you know what? I don't like that these are your noms, because I thought this is something we were going to be doing or working on together. But instead, I did close my mouth. I kept it moving, and I expressed myself more in the DR than I did to your face. And for that, I'm wrong for that. But I do think, not even any but, because a but takes away from the statement that I just made. I really just wish that we would have established how our communication was going to be in the beginning to be able to establish that trust. Because I think you and I were operating it in a sense of like blind faith, but then also at the same time, we're thinking that we could have potentially been backstabbers too. It's kind of like, you know, it's like a double little thing. You don't know, but you know.
I never thought you were backstabbing me, just to be clear. I actually did like kind of implicitly trust you in a way that's like, listen, you know what? I'm not trying to throw Morgan under the bus here a little bit, but like, I think a lot of our communication issue came from Morgan, because Morgan would never want any of us to be in the same room with each other for more than 5 or 10 minutes, because she thought it was too suspicious. Yet she could cuddle with Zach and hang out with Zach hours, but couldn't be around us. That was something that did start. And like, listen, I want to say I'm kind of rooting for Morgan at this point. Like, I've circled back to Triple Threat a little bit, but like, I say that, but still I'm going to be critical of her. I do think the reason we had issues communicating is because, and I even said this to you at one point when you were talking about how close Rachel and even how close it gotten with Ashley at that point. And I'm like, well, when we're allowed to bond, it's pretty easy to get close to somebody. And I felt like we obviously had instant chemistry. I did feel like we bonded, but I do feel like Morgan almost prevented us from being able to connect even more, because it was always like, we can't be seen together. And especially during my HOH, I felt like I spent more time with Catherine and Lauren during my HOH because you guys were never allowed to be around me. So it was difficult to talk through my noms because you guys were never there. And Morgan would show up and tell me what she wanted and then leave. I feel like you and I had more conversations, but I would always approach you really like, here's what I'm thinking, Will and Amy, what are you thinking? And then we kind of talk it through that way. So I kind of see your point that like, it was almost like a solution when I gave it to you. That's just honestly how I kind of talk through things. But I wish we established channels of communication earlier, because when we never felt like we could communicate or be in the same room, that led to a giant communication failure. That led to things like what happened during my HOH or things like what happened during your HOH. And I know, I mean, you get it. People come up to your HOH and they will spin stories and narratives and they will have conversations. And like, I know you probably haven't seen it in the episode.
I'm pretty sure people don't see majority of that stuff. What's crazy though is like when you're in your HOH hat or in your reign, you are literally struggling, because at the end of the day, you're by yourself. And you're getting all this information and you're having to make a decision based on just 1,000 things being told to you with not much truth telling being going on in the house. Like obviously the Big Brother game is based on lies and deceit. And it's like you're trying to find the truth in all of that. And it's hard. It really is. So it's like you have to just rest and pray that it doesn't bite you in the ass.
Yeah. I mean, that part's real. That's why I always said to people, I was like, going into your HOH, you should know who you want to put up, because people will come to you and distract you from what you know to be true. And I'm not saying that happened with you, but I do think that happened with you a little bit, because I do think Morgan was able to work, like you and Morgan week 3 weren't as close as you were week 1 and week 2. And I think week 4, when you became HOH, Morgan was your best friend again. And I think she's done that with Vince every time he wins HOH. I think she's done that with other people when they win HOH. And I think it's interesting. She's playing a good game, don't get me wrong, but I do think Morgan, for never winning an HOH, has pulled a lot of strings during HOHs, right? And in a way, that's why I'm rooting for her. But also, it's like, I think especially when you were convinced, you were in between me and Vince at one point, because that was your vibe for a renom was me and Vince more than it was me or Catherine, right?
Honestly, originally it was Catherine, and you and I discussed this. And my issue with that was just the fact that Riley and I obviously had a discussion, and I made a quote unquote deal with not putting her up. Which honestly, looking back on it, I feel like I should have just did it.
Agreed.
Yeah, and I think once I started putting 2 and 2 together with all the different things that were going on surrounding me and you and my game and Morgan's game, that's what really fueled my decision.
Yeah.
And I know people originally asked me like, "Oh my gosh, do you regret putting Jimmy up? Do you regret?" Honestly, like in the moment, I didn't. Just because in the moment, that made the most sense for my game based on everything pointing to you as to why things were the way they were. Obviously, hindsight is 20/20. Being out of it and stepping away from it, I regret it, of course, because at the end of the day, I think you were the only close person I was in the house to anyway.
Yeah.
But in the moment, when you're in that moment, you have no one to rely on. There's no phone a friend moment. There's no like, hey, brother, can I talk to somebody that's never lied to me before? You have to go on your gut. And my gut in that moment told me that, yes, it was best to put you up. And I didn't really think that you were going to go home. I remember you and I talked about it. I don't even know if this made the episode, but how we talked about how we knew that you were going to win the blockbuster. You and I both talked about that. And so when you didn't win, I was shocked AF, to be honest.
I was shocked too. And like for your recollection, and I looked this up with some friends tonight because somebody was arguing I was in last place in the blockbuster, which for the record I wasn't. So there were 3 like main cubes to like get your ball into. And I missed my first one, got my next 2, and then was going for my third one when Riley won. So essentially if I had got my first ball in, I would have won the blockbuster. So it was between me and Riley. Kelly was doing really badly in this blockbuster. It was like the only blockbuster she's done badly in. And so it was this close. And to be fair, Riley killed it because I thought even missing that first ball, I thought I would, because it was hand-eye coordination and like with tennis and stuff.
Basically, it's like if you're putting the ball through like a maze to get it into the middle, right? Or no?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. So it's like, yeah. So at that point, I saw the blockbuster and I was like, oh, I'm gonna win this. And I was so excited to come downstairs and like be like, yes, I ate. But then I didn't, and then I went home because I knew I was going home because Ava before the vote was like, you do not have the votes to stay. And I was like, I
said, dang.
Because Ava was like, Jimmy, whoever's telling you have the votes to stay, they're lying to you because you don't. And I was like, well, thanks for that, because that led to the whole Ashley moment that we've talked about and things like that. And I know we've talked about this, but like the situation with heavy hitters, like I brought you into heavy hitters because aligning with you was important to me. And we did that week 3, right? And I wanted to have that. My 2 alliances were heavy hitters and literally triple threat. And so I wanted to bring you into that. Morgan was opposed to it. I circumvented Morgan to bring you into that alliance. I think that's one of the things where she was like, I'm gunning for him because I went over her head to do that because I wanted to work with you more closely because I saw how close Zach and Vince and Morgan were getting. And I'm like, if that's going to rival heavy hitters, then me, Mickey, and Rachel could lean into being a threesome if me, Mickey, and Morgan aren't going to work. Because if they want to break the heavy hitters in half like that, like, let's have a divorce. I know which family I'm going to join. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's sort of a situation where I was preparing for that. And I wish we'd had a conversation about me going up because listen, after you and I had a conversation the night before it happened, right? Sunday night. And Morgan was there. So Morgan was there. Then she left. We had a 5-minute conversation. I left. And I went to talk to Morgan downstairs. And I was like, I really feel like, I don't know why I feel this way. I feel like Mickey's considering putting me up. She goes, no, don't worry about it. Like, there's no way. Like, she's just thinking through things. She's just stressed, blah, blah, blah. Morgan and I had like a 30-minute conversation in the have not room. I went to bed. And then she went up to talk to you again for the next hour to push for me to go up. And I literally had because I was literally talking to Morgan. And I'm like, should I go talk to Mickey like the rest of the night? And she's like, no, you're fine. You should go to bed. And so I went to bed. Morgan was crying here because, that was wild because I was like, and do you remember when I pulled you into the train room at one point of the week and I was like, are we okay? Because I felt a weird vibe from you this week. Like, was I onto something there or had you not like made up your mind yet? Or were you just stressed? Like, what's the tea with that?
I hadn't even made up my mind yet. I didn't even think you yet.
Yeah, okay.
In that moment, I was just stressed because like everybody, obviously with my HOH, everybody wanted Keanu out. And like I was like holding the whole house on my back, which was so annoying and so stressful. And then everyone had their opinion about who should have gone up instead. You know, it's like people were literally down my throat. And I feel like at that point in the game, that's when no one was really like playing yet. You know what I mean? Remember, everyone was trying to play very nice. Everybody was playing very chill. Like no one wanted to do anything too big, too major because people were very concerned about what that looked like. So a lot of people were trying to get other people to do their dirty work. And so what that means is a lot of people were in my ear about 1,000 little things. And so it was like every 5 seconds I was being called, asked this, that. It was stressful. It was stressful. Very stressful.
Yeah.
Well, I hadn't even thought about you yet.
Yeah. Well, HOH is stressful. Like I always knew that. I mean, I even told you that moment. I was like, are we okay? Or are you just like stressed because HOH is a lot? You have a lot of people telling you different things. I know Vince, I don't know if you saw it because you haven't seen the episode. Vince and Keanu, like, yes, I had a storage conversation with Keanu. Vince and Keanu were like keying to make sure they could kind of like spin that story to you in a particular way, which like I thought was very interesting watching that back. But watching things back, like let's get in the tea party of it all, because you and Morgan kind of like had a little moment when you were like letting me like with you guys establishing that I was like, I don't want to say dead to you, but like in the game dead to you. And that's the whole tea party of it all. That's the whole gay aspect of it all.
Final two. Oh my God. Yes. Okay, Jimmy, tell the world, literally gay ass was something that you made up that we would all say in the house.
It's not something I made up. It's something I said in the house. But yes, so I think for the people, I did say that in the house a few times. I think one of the main periods of time I said that was during the HOH takeover when we were interviewing.
I just said it all the time.
I might have said it a few times in the house. I think it's kind. I love saying it. So like it's a fun thing to say. But so that did blow up with you and Morgan doing Tea Party and doing Gay Ass in the HOH room. So like what's your tea on that? Like listen, I've said this before. Did that look good? No, it did not. Do I think Mickey and Morgan are homophobic? I've said that a million times. I do not. Like obviously I've said this a million times. Everybody in this house, listen, I'm a gay motherfucker. Not a single person in that house made me feel bad for a second about being who I was. I've said this a million times. I would not have been friends with you guys if for even a second I thought that was the case about you. But I know that blew up. I know people want me to talk about that. So I want to know from your perspective, like, what was going on during the Tea Party convo with you and Morgan? Like, what was the vibe? Like, what was the situation from like y'all's like POV in that moment?
Honestly, I think we were just talking about you being the nom. And we said what we always said. I think in the house, I mean, you know this as well. In the house, we always said gay ass. That was the thing. You and Rachel, me, Ashley, that was like a little saying we said. So no, me saying that wasn't me, oh, let me evict Jimmy because of his sexuality. That's insane.
Right. And I never thought that was how, like, listen, I didn't think, when you put me up on the block, listen, when you put me up on the block, did I think you put me up because I was gay? Absolutely not. Not even for a second. I thought it was because I had a storage room conversation with Keanu and floated a fake alliance with him and Kelly.
Exactly. That is why you got put up. Exactly.
Like,
it was a plan. But honestly, I think one thing that people don't understand is like, this is a game. But you know what? I get it too. Like a lot of people, like they're so in tuned to this show and just us as people in general. So I think sometimes people just need to find something, and that's okay. Like I'm okay with that, just because people have time. So you got to let them do what they do in their spare time. But me evicting you because you were gay is insane. Sorry.
Yeah, and I didn't think it did. I think for me, and this is like one of the things that, I mean, we've talked about on some other lives. I don't think I've ever actually answered it with you present, but the thing that did shock me the most leaving the house was seeing some of the things that you and Morgan did say behind my back, because I was like, and again, you'll see the episodes, you'll see what this is the case, but like, I was writing for you guys literally up until the morning conversation where you guys are getting ready and telling me effectively you're going to put me up. And I told you, I was trying to get you to say you were going to put me up so that you couldn't put me up. Like we've had that. We've had that conversation. And for the people watching, when Mickey did that, I knew that like in Big Brother 12 or 13, Brendan was talking to Brittany and told Brittany he was going to put her up. So production told Brendan he couldn't put Brittany up. I was trying to get Mickey to tell me she was putting me up so that production would tell her she couldn't put me up. Because when she brought me up there, like guys, I was not naive to the fact that Mickey was bringing me up to talk to her 30 minutes before the veto ceremony because she just wanted to pat me on the back and scare me. Like, I knew she was, like, you don't tell somebody you're putting them up or thinking about putting them up if you're not going to put them up. Because then why would you tell them you're considering it, right? And so I kind of had a feeling. But, so that's why I was, like, trying to get you to tell me, like, I'm putting you up so that production would tell you couldn't put me up. That was me being a little sneaky, even though that really didn't work. But yeah, the biggest shock to me was seeing some of the things. Sorry, go ahead.
I think that further for them because I think some of them are confused by that. So basically, you are not allowed to say that you are going to put someone up on the block. Like you can't say it. Like, you have to say that you're thinking about it, like you're leaning towards it, but you cannot say for sure if you're going to nominate someone. You're not allowed to say that.
So you are not allowed to look point blank. If I'm HOH, I'm not allowed to look at you and Mickey and say, Mickey, I am 100% putting you on the block.
Correct.
You just can't say that to somebody because that just... Guys, it's a TV show at the end of the day. There has to be a will they, won't they sort of thing, right? And so you can't say you're putting somebody on the block, but you can say, I'm considering it. Or I think one of the things you told me in the bathroom that really stuck out to me, she's putting me on the block. You said, I wish I could tell you I'm putting you up. Or something like that is what you said. And I was like...
I don't remember.
You said something along those lines. And I was like, oh, you're putting me up. Like, you wouldn't be telling me this if you were just scaring me. And even in that moment... I'm sitting on that couch and you're giving your speech, and in the back of my head, I'm like, please say Catherine, please say Catherine, please say Catherine. Because I'm like, listen, if Mickey puts up Catherine, she has scared me to being her number one ally at this point. Like, she has like done her job. Like, in a way, guys, and I've said this, how iconic would it be if Mickey made me and everybody else think she was putting me up? And then she puts up Morgan for trying to maneuver this whole situation.
We talked about that. We were like, that would have been very iconic. If you and I would have been able to talk. So what I wish would happen, I think you said this actually, so don't let me take your time. Like what you wish would have happened is that you and I would have been able to talk in my HOH that night before, because I think Morgan, Zach, and Vinny were staking out my room, obviously.
Yep.
If you and I
So
would have
late.
been able to talk, so late, to have been able to talk you're like, hey Jimmy, this is what I'm thinking. Like, tell me why you're doing all these things. This is what it's looking like. It's not looking good. It's looking like, obviously, you're okay with me being put up and being sent home based on these actions. And we were able to hash it out and determine that Morgan was the center of our little situation. That would have been extremely iconic for me to have put her up instead of you, of course. And that would have made such great TV, first of all. But then second of all, that would have been such a huge move.
Yeah, that would have been a huge move. And I think, like, at the end of the day, I've told you this. I think Morgan, and like, you can, I'm not going to say the words manipulated you, but like, that's, in a way, that's what it looks like. Like, Morgan manipulated you to put me up instead of.
For sure.
And
she did great with her game.
in a way that's good for her game. Yeah. In a way that's bad. Because, I always told you this. I always, like, multiple times throughout the game, and this is one of the things I was good at communicating. I always told you I would pick you over Morgan. Very consistently. Because I wanted you to know that. Because I don't know. I felt like you and I had a chemistry. I felt like I couldn't trust Morgan. You and I always saw Morgan going. In a way, I started doing that too. But I always said this, and this is like kind of the big circle we're getting back to, is like one of the things I was the most surprised about was seeing the way you and Morgan talked about me sometimes when I wasn't in the room, because I was literally always writing for you guys. So that was probably one of the more hurtful things just for me to see, like, is those sort of situations. Is it's always interesting, right? Seeing what people say behind you when you're not in the room, right? Or seeing what they say about you when you're not there, right? And as the people say, I love to talk in circles. So I think we like have questions we maybe need to get to. But,
Who said that?
They be saying that. They always, because I do be talking in circles, but like that's one of the things that I was one of the most wow. Okay, so I've been drinking today, but one of the things I was most surprised about. One of the things I was most surprised about was seeing like you and Morgan talk shit. Specifically, there was one, you guys were talking shit about me in my HOH room, watching me on the HOH camera, which like in hindsight kind of gags. In the moment, I was very upset about that. When I left the plane, I was like on the plane and I was like so mad. I'm so mad at them. I think I've gotten a little over that, but like that was my, anyway, we have questions, Mickey. Do you want to get into one of our questions?
Let's go. What is our first question? What is it? Biggest shock leaving the house?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I guess I answered that. What was your biggest shock leaving the house?
Honestly, okay, that has nothing to do with the game, but you know that what is his name? Michael Jamal Warner, the guy who played in the Cosby Show as Theo, he passed away, and that was a big shock for me.
Oh, okay. So,
but in the game related, honestly, for me, I think it was the freaking lemonade thing. That was the biggest shock, because I was like, that's so random. That was big. And it was so random.
Can I admit something? Because like I'm here, like listen, I'm here to air everything out. I'm also here to take accountability.
Okay, come on.
When that blew up on TMZ, I fully was like, I know that's her HOH lemonade, and I could tweet like, "This is Mickey's HOH lemonade. This is not a big deal," and I just didn't because I was like, you know what, get her.
No, you're like, let me eat it. You know what's funny though? Like, it's funny. It's really funny. And like, I took a picture of it. Like, I have a screen. It's like on the back of my little phone on my screensaver because I think it's funny as well.
But I have it right here.
It's like, yeah, pull it up. Let me see.
Hold on.
But it's like, really?
That's something I will admit is I was watching the internet and you're in the house. So you were in the house. I'm like, it's fine. It's not like she's out here, but you're in the house and everyone's kind of dogging on you for it. And I'm like, get her, like nasty. I didn't say anything about it, but I'm like, I could give the information where it's like, it's not her lemonade or it's her HOH lemonade.
Oh my God. You know what's so funny though? Like, oh, okay. So listen, so you know, that was my second one.
Because somebody drank your first one, right?
Somebody drank my first lemonade. They drank my lemonade and they drank my apple juice. And so I asked production, I'm like, hey guys, like I have juice in here. It's like gone. And they're like, oh, like we don't know what happened to it. No one in the house knew what happened to it, of course.
Okay, I love when production goes, the production goes, I don't know what happened to it. I'm like, aren't you watching us all the time? Or
I'm saying, you don't have cameras? Like you guys could literally rewind and see who took the lemonade to their mouth. And so when they gave me that next one, I'm like, okay, F it. Like I'm hiding this one. And that's why I put it in that back fridge. Because, you know, we have that big fridge in the regular house and then that back fridge. So I hid it behind some cauliflower and some hot dogs. And I was like, no one's going to get this one. So that was a shock to me, honestly.
We had our little hiding spots. In that house. Mine was in the slop.
I remember I found yours.
Yeah. I found yours too. Like, and yeah, anyway. Yeah. I did because it was in the cabinet next to mine. We were stock neighbors.
Mine was behind the canned good items. Yes.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. So
we talked about what we were most shocked at. I know I gave my answer, but I do have a picture to go with it because it was like specifically this moment where I was like, oh, I was like, they're so happy I'm on the block right now. Like, they're like, and I was like, and I ironed, wait, for the record, I ironed the shirt you're wearing right there. Like, because it was on the bed. Because when Morgan, do you remember Morgan called me up in 2 waves?
Yes.
The first wave, I came up and I ironed this white shirt because it was on the bed next to the iron. Because I'm like, oh, they just want me to iron. And then Morgan was like, no, come back up here. And then that's when you were like in the bathroom telling me you were going to put me out. So anyway.
Okay, in my defense, in the moment, I had just realized or learned like all the little shady stuff that was going on. But ultimately, it's a game. So I should have.
Also, before next question, I was surprised at the reception to wait. Hold on. Live thinks I'm inactive. Hold on. They said we're going to end your live in 5 minutes if you don't make a puzzle. Okay, I made the puzzle. Okay, never mind. We're good. I was also surprised at Riley's reception. I'm not even going to lie.
Oh, okay. You know what? I still don't know all of what happened. I saw like little snippets. No. But what's funny to me, or not even funny, what's crazy to me is in the house, like, and I'm sure you can attest to this, like, Riley was like the house's favorite person. Like, you didn't want to make Riley mad. Like, you know, he was like the token person of the house. So to come outside and learn that America, like, you know, felt a way towards him was very shocking as well. I will agree with that. And I haven't looked at all of the stuff. So, I mean, maybe you can tell me some more that's going on. But it's shocking, to be honest.
It is. And I think, listen, you would have put the hero and hero villain if you had put Catherine up and Riley thrown the blockbuster and Riley had gone home. Like, you would have been, for America's eyes, you would have been the queen bee because they hated it. And they still do.
It's so crazy to know that. You know what I mean? Of course, we don't know anything in the house, but that's insane that he was the worst. Like, that's crazy, right?
I came out of the house and I think somebody in the hotel told me, they're like, yeah, Riley. I was like, who's the least popular? And I was expecting them to say me. And they were like, Riley. And I was like,
oh my gosh.
Literally,
I heard that, like, he said like a lot of not nice things about me and stuff like that afterwards. Or even like, you know,
nice things about all of us, which is primarily why I don't talk to him. Yeah. Wait, did you see this edit? And if not, I'm going to show it to you live. And then we can get to our next question because I know we have like this whole list to get to. But it kind of eats. Hold on. It's actually like, I watch it all the time, low-key. But you're memorialized in it. Okay. Okay.
Let me see. Oh.
So first off, it sounds like I died in that edit, but that wasn't me and Rachel edit. But no, it sounds like I died in that edit, but also it's like that moment was. Do you remember when we were in that scene when you put me up and Rachel stormed out of the ceremony?
Yes, and they made her come back.
And they made her come back because they're like,
because she was crying. Oh,
she was. Yeah, I remember that. I was like, oh, you know what? I'll be honest, that felt so good.
Yeah, like you know, Rachel loved you down. But you know something that I will never
I thought you loved me down and then you put me up. So I was like, good to see the other person I thought loved me down be sad about me going up and the other one put me up. Like,
you definitely ate with that comment. You ate with that. Something I'm not looking forward to ever hearing again though is BB News.
BBNN? Oh, Chipmates? Chipmates is on period. Wait, we have to get through these questions or we're never going to get through them. Because
okay, come on. Okay. We already talked about this one. Okay, would you play the game again?
Oh, 100% I would. I said this in my goodbye speech. I don't feel like I had enough. I don't feel like I did enough. I feel like I was setting listen, I played too hard too fast. I'm fully willing to acknowledge that. And as Rachel said, she goes, you need to stop being the cream cheese, which means you need to stop spreading things around the house. Because I did do that. I got bored and I would spread shit around the house. Like, I did that. And I'm willing to admit to that. I played too hard too fast because I had to. Like, Zach and I both won these powers. I had to pick people to play HOH. Zach got a buyout power, essentially a veto, right? And like, so first off, crazy. I would have loved to power Julie, just throwing that out there. But I felt like I had to play too hard too fast. And during Lauren's week is when I tried to start going into the background a little bit. And I wish I'd played a little differently. I feel like I had a lot more to show. I felt like my game was vindicated a little bit after I left, because I do feel like certain people I was protecting weren't as protected after I left. And I think, we see that in who went home, right? Who followed me home was a heavy hitter, and then Riley, and then Catherine, and then you, and then Rachel, and then Will. Like, it's the demolishing of our side of the house started with me leaving. And so I think my gameplay was vindicated at least a little bit. Could I have communicated more? Absolutely. That was in a way, communication was my strength and my weakness. I over-communicated, but I under-communicated. And in a way, I think playing the game again I think I have more to show to the Big Brother universe, like about gameplay specifically. What about you? Would you come back? I think it'd be a gag if they brought us back for the same season and made us like finish our story on Big Brother, but...
Someone else said that the other day. Honestly, yes. I think same as you, like I think I played hard way too soon. And I think I was required to show, like the more strength, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But I think, yes, I think I would come back and I would definitely try to be a little bit more mindful and go with my discernment a lot more. I think really trusting your gut is what really gets you through. And I'm gonna be honest, like maybe sticking to a very minimal group of people to stay loyal to instead of trying to please the masses. I think that was down to my downfall as well. So
I think that's one of the biggest things for me is like, I wish I had really leaned into my group of people. The thing is, I didn't see anybody this season leaning into a group of people. So I didn't feel like I could really do that.
Like consistently, every alliance kind of flops and no one stayed loyal, which was very interesting to me because, my favorite season was the cookout. Yeah. And obviously, with that being a season that I look back to a lot, I feel like those people, they stuck together to the very end. We didn't see that at all in our season. Like, no one played a loyal game.
And that was my goal with Heavy Hitters, was to do a very, like, top 6 cookout style, sort of like, let's get each other to the end. And, like, honestly, replace Zach for Keanu because love Zach, but he didn't win shit besides the first thing. And, like, if Zach had been replaced for Keanu and we had aligned with Keanu, like, the Heavy Hitters would have won out the entire season. Morgan's won 3 vetoes, Keanu's won 3 vetoes. Rachel, you and me have all won HOHs. Keanu won an HOH. Vince won 3 HOHs. Like, the Heavy Hitters really could have ran this game. And I think, like, it was Morgan and I that take credit for building that group. And I think it was a great group. And I think we really could have written to the end. One of the things I wish is I played the middle less. And instead of doing damage control, I would just leaned into the fact that if telling Keanu win HOH, they're going to put me up whatever. Because they would have put me up anyway, right?
I don't think Keanu would have put you up. I definitely think for a fact if Keanu would have won HOH week 1 through 4, I would have gone up. I think Morgan would have gone up. And to be honest, I think it would have been Ashley as well. I don't think you would have touched his block. Based on like you all's situation, what it looked like, at least from my eyes, it didn't seem like he was looking for trying to put you up. He was trying to please Rachel, of course. And I think that he also wanted to please you.
Maybe. I mean, I'll be honest, one of the big things, and I love Ashley, and I've said this to you, I didn't really like Ashley until week 3, if I'm being honest. I just had an issue like getting adjusted athlete. I love Ashley down. Like, let's be clear. Like, Ashley's one of my favorite people leaving the show. Mm-hmm. In the house, and you know this, was Ashley my favorite person? No. There was a point where I viewed Will and Ashley as expendable. Like, I did. And I said this to you. I was like, listen, if Keanu's going to put up Will and Ashley and one of them goes home, that sucks. But at least the 3 of us are still here. And in the back of my mind, and Rachel was also the answer to that question. Maybe was that something I should have communicated? No. But, like, is that how I felt? Yes. And, like, unfortunately, Will went home now. I think I came to work much more closely with Will after a certain point because we actually just got to talk more. Because the reason I put Will up as my 5th nominee is we just didn't talk all that much. And I pretty much had alliances or soft agreements to work with everybody else in the house at that point. So it was like, and I even told him this, and he even agreed. But, I wish I had put Will up. I stand behind putting Amy up because she told me she was gunning for me. I felt that vibe. I was like, fine. If my top 3 targets take themselves off the block, that's fine. I always think about how differently this would have worked if Keanu hadn't won that power. He would have false started on the veto. Adrian would have won the veto. I would have put Amy up, and Keanu would have gone home. I would have gone up during your HOH, I feel like, if that had happened. Because I don't feel like Morgan would have had the ammo to put me up. I feel like during your HOH, it probably would have been Vinny who ended up going up. I feel like it probably would have ended up being Vinny who went home. And I think from that point, I think I've said this to you, I think from that point, if Vinny had gone home and been separated from Morgan and Zach, I do think Zach would have followed in Ava's HOH. I think you and I would have been in a strong shot for Final 2.
I agree.
Or Final 3. At that point. Like,
that's why we're gonna have to do it again. Wait, what question I do have though? Like, so where did the Keanu? I don't even want to use the word hate because that's what the crazy people use. But where did the Keanu dislike come from? Because like I nowhere.
This is where I've never disliked Keanu. I've always really liked him as a person. That's the issue, right? Okay. And he and I have the same level of dad jokes and a similar level of humor. The issue for me is that Vince, and I think Vince or Ava started this week 1. Yeah. Because I thought I was running Vince's HOH. That really wasn't the case, but I felt that way at the time. Because in a way I was like, I chose you to play HOH, so you have an HOH because of me. And I thought he owed me something because of that. I stand by that. And I found out Keanu was advocating for me to go up. And so because of that, I was like, well, if Keanu wants me to go up, then I'll put his ass up. And he was the one who started the whole he was the one who started the whole it's Jimmy and the girls versus everybody. And you know what? One of the things I was thinking about the other day is when they started that rumor, we should have come together, Jimmy and the girls minus Kelly. We should have come together and made an alliance. If they think we're working together, let's fucking work together. And that if that was the case, if we had done that week 1, I wouldn't have put up Amy. I would have put up Kelly, Keanu, Adrian. I probably would have put up Riley or Vince, if I'm being honest. Because if we had come together and we're like, they're talking shit, we would have all found out that we were all working with Vince in some way. We would have turned against him. I think that would have been interesting.
It's the fact that you took out Kelly.
Well, Kelly was never going to work with us to begin with. Wait.
No, that's so true. She was side note. Keanu till the wheels fall off. Let's be honest.
That's 100% because Kelly was never working with the girls. So do you remember when I was always styling my HOH robe to go with the different outfits? Vicky, right. There was one moment that went viral. This is 4 a.m. Me and the HOH room playing with corsets and bras. And HOH, hold on. This is me wearing a corset and glove, like playing with different HOH looks for my nomination ceremony. That's at 4 a.m. Those are the things that the fans saw that we didn't get to see. But yeah, Mickey, I know we're running up on like a 15-minute hard stop for you. What are the other
questions that's down here? Because they're saying that we're not answering the real questions. What are the real questions?
What are the real questions, guys? We addressed our relationship. We addressed me talking shit. We addressed gay ass. We addressed Mickey. We addressed Jimmying. Keanu for the win is not a question.
Mickey, how did you do your hair so it was shorter?
Oh, like the knots?
Yeah, how did you do your hair so it was shorter in the house and extended it later? People, that's a good question. So I have locks. So basically I do what's called lock styles. So I do something called a lock bob where you twist the little locks into like a little knot and it makes it shorter. That's all. And then you just take it down. You tie it with a rubber band. That's pretty much it. People
that's how I do my hair. I was like, all of a sudden you know how to do your hair because I remember you said you didn't know how to do it in the house.
You know, I don't know how. Exactly. Jimmy, you greased my scalp down. Listen, the scalp greasing, they were not the same once you left. Let's be honest.
Okay. I know you cheated with the scalp greasing, but like, was I the best one at least?
You were. Hands down, you were. You did the best.
Okay.
Okay, here's one. It says, do you guys regret trusting Morgan?
Yes.
I agree with that as well. I do regret it, yes. I think I was trying to stay loyal and I shouldn't have. And I do regret it. Yes. 1,000 times.
I wish Mickey and I had realized that Morgan and Zach and Vince are working together in a more obvious way than we did. Because we were aligned with them. So I think we might have been blind to that a little bit. But if we weren't aligned with them, we would have seen that was a problem. And I do think your HOH was an opportunity to remedy that. Honestly, in a way we could have broken them up, sending Vince home, sending Zach home, I don't think you were ever going to send Zachary home at that point, but sending Vince home definitely was a realistic possibility. And I think if you and I had honed in on our week 1, week 2 conversation where we were like, we don't trust Morgan, that could have been a game defining decision. Honestly, yep. I could even put her up on my HOH if I didn't think I trusted her at that point.
How do you regret trusting Morgan? Mickey, you were the problem. You know what, Wes? You're right. I was a little bit of the problem, but that's what's called playing Big Brother. Sometimes you don't know what you're supposed to do until it's all over. But
you know what comedy kind of with is when somebody was like, "Why do you like to lie so much?" And you go, "It's fun," and then you moved on to the next question.
It's like I don't know. I think there's some people that are built for reality TV and some people that are not. If you're someone that gets on a show and then literally cries about any and everything that people say about you, I don't think you're built to be on TV.
Well, it's even like I said this at one point. It's like, yes, we go through shit. Yes, we talk shit. Yes, we go through our shit. At the end of the day, it's a reality TV show. Is it that deep? No. It's like we even had this conversation with Ashley in the kitchen. You, me, and Ashley, where I was like, "Oh, we're all good at talking shit about each other in the diary rooms," and we're all like, "Yeah, we're good." And Ashley's like, "I will never speak to you again," and I was like. I don't think she meant that, but like I was like, that's crazy.
We'll see. Do you think? Wait, tell Mickey about the toothbrush. Oh, I think I already know about that. Do you think Rachel's the master?
Zach threw away his toothbrush and Morgan took it out and like has created a shrine to Zach essentially.
Mickey curse. No, thank you. These are going so fast. Do you think I'm not answering that one? Jealous about Morgan? No. Or Lauren? What else do you see, Jimmy?
Okay, so I think one of the things people are talking about a lot is what they coined the cheatmance. And I do think this is, let's like leave Vince's like counterpart out of this, but Morgan and Vince specifically, I think by the time I had left, I think it was pretty clear they were getting close. But I think after I left is where the mance really started mancing, and like, you know, they're waking each other up by caressing their arm, and they're cuddling, and they're trying to get each other into bed, and Zingbot is even coming for them. So Mickey, I guess for you, what did that look like after I'd left, before you had gone? Like, what did the cheatmans really look like? Was it blooming? Even in one of your exit interviews, you said you think they might get married.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I honestly, in the house, it looked like that they like each other. Like, I don't know, like, what the situation looks like outside the house. All I can speak on is what I saw in the house. The shower scene was solidified for me, and I'm like, wow, like, we've definitely taken things a little bit to a different level.
Okay, wait, the shower on week 8 was wild, right? Because they're in the shower, first off. We all know that crap in the shower.
And they both forget their towels.
How do you forget your towel at week 8?
Listen, I never, you don't start your shower without finding your towel first. That's why I'm like, okay, cool, things are a little different. And I think that's when it kind of solidified it for me. Like, okay, yeah, like maybe they do like each other. I'm not sure what they had going on, but it was a lot of, you could never do anything in the house without Morgan mentioning Vinny. It was like, you could be like, oh my gosh, I'm really craving a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And Morgan's like, oh, well, Vinny likes those. You know, like, it's always something of that nature. So I do think
I need to go to the bathroom. And she's like, well, Vince went to the bathroom earlier in the day.
Mm-hmm. Vince loves to pee.
And wait, have you seen this? I'm doing cameos dressed as Vince.
Did you buy that?
Yeah.
That's actually cute. Jimmy, that's a look. That kind of eats.
I kind of ate with the Vince cosplay, I fear.
No, I like how the mustache is gray, though.
I'm going to style the mustache, like, tomorrow before I film them all, but, like...
You need to curl it a little.
Because, so do you remember when Morgan, Vince, and I were dressing up as Vince?
Yes.
So I because of that, I think I came home with, like, his olive green, like, shirt, because that's his shirt in that picture.
Are you serious?
His olive green t-shirt, because I wore it, and I think I washed it, and then I think I went home. So I think I washed it, folded it, put it in my suitcase, and then I was like, wait, that's crazy, that's Vince's, but, you know, I guess I'll ship it to him after the show. I'll send him a little sorry note for talking so much shit. But honestly, like, I'll be honest, with the whole Vince Morgan thing, I actually fault Vince a lot more than I fault Morgan, because one, Vince is the one in a relationship, number one. Mm-hmm. Number two, I don't know why in these situations we always fault the woman. It's not because like what? Like it's a situation, so it's Morgan's fault. I don't think that. I don't think it's Morgan's fault. Morgan's not the one in a relationship.
No,
does Morgan have culpability? Yeah, and like, does Morgan have culpability a little bit? I mean, sure, because she knows Vince is in a relationship, but it's like 99-1. Like, and I see online Morgan getting a lot of hate, and people for some reason don't like when I stand up for Morgan, because obviously she's done some dumb shit, or obviously I've talked shit about her, but it's like, you can like somebody and still be critical of them. Like, I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do I have issues with Morgan? Absolutely. Do I think she's doing everything the right way? No way. But do I think she's to blame for this cheat man situation? No, I think Vince is 99% to blame, because it's his relationship he's ruining. And like,
I agree with that for sure. I do agree though too. Also, like, I agree that it is on him for sure. But one thing I don't do, like, when a man is in a relationship or belongs to someone else, like, I don't make myself accessible to them. I will say that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not.
1% from Morgan is like, you should know he's in a relationship and not do that thing. But it's also like, everyone's relationship is different, right?
I agree.
So it's kind of up to Vince to be the arbiter of his relationship and be like, oh, you know, my girlfriend and I are open, or my girlfriend and I have talked about this, and like, that's not really for Morgan.
That's fine.
No. Right. And so, like, because of that, it's like, is what they're doing inappropriate? Absolutely. Is it primarily Vince's fault? 100%. And that's why I primarily fault Vince for it. And I'm over here on the other side of my mouth being like, you know, have I said Morgan kind of gives pick-me behavior sometimes? Absolutely. Do I stand by that? Absolutely. Am I still rooting for Morgan to win? Absolutely. Like, humans are complex people. Am I rooting for Vince to win? No chance. Like, if Vince or Kelly wins, I will walk off stage. I'm not even kidding. Like, I will not be happy for them.
No, okay, I'm gonna say this though. If Kelly does win, I'm gonna be honest, it's impressive. It's impressive if she does win. Now, I'm not saying I'm rooting. I'm just saying, if that girl does win, I will be shocked AF. I'm like, wow, like that, I mean, that's dope. Just because, like, let's be honest, like, we know what it's been like in the house for her. Like, for her to have made it this far. And has she won an HOH? No. So, no, let's say she doesn't win an HOH and she still makes some be impressed. I'm like, wow, girl.
I don't see a jury situation where Kelly wins.
I don't see it either, but I'm just saying if it were to happen, I would be like, wow, that's amazing.
I do have this jury template where I've been playing with different like jury like votes. First off, I want to say one of the things that I think is the most funny situation, and this is what I'm hoping for.
What?
There's a chance where Vince, Morgan, and Lauren are final 3.
Okay.
Vince wins final HOH and sends Morgan to jury because he thinks he can beat Lauren. But the jury votes for Lauren to win because Morgan would be the deciding vote and she would vote against Vince in that situation. And that would eat. And I don't really want Lauren to win, but like that would eat. I want Morgan to win. I want Morgan to sit next to anybody and win. Like I'll be honest, that's just where I am right now. I don't think Keanu wins against anybody at this point except maybe Kelly. I think Vince loses next to most people except Kelly. And I think Morgan beats most people in final 2. I think anybody's stupid to take Morgan at this point to final 2. If I'm being honest. Because like
I agree with that.
Rachel's going to vote against Vince at all opportunity. And so whoever's next to Vince immediately gets Rachel's vote. You know what I'm saying? And,
and if Ashley's not up there, I'm pretty sure her vote too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%. Because Ashley, oh my gosh. And Ashley's playing a much smarter game than I gave her credit for in the house.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And you know what drives me nuts about Kelly? People go, Kelly's a comp piece, Kelly's a comp piece. Kelly's not a comp piece. Kelly's won the blockbuster, and she won a puzzle that was put together for her on the floor already. Because, listen, that's something we watched live. That puzzle was fucking put together in order. Like, I am so sick of that being a comp. And the blockbuster
either. That puzzle did look super easy. I wouldn't say that Kelly's a comp piece. Like, I'm not going to say that. Now, is she good at winning a blockbuster when she needed the most? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And kudos to you for that, because that blockbusters are not easy. But a
blockbuster's not an HOH. A blockbuster's not a veto.
No, I agree. It's not the same. So I'm not going to say that.
And so is Keanu a comp piece? Yes, he's won 2.5 vetoes. Is Morgan a comp piece? Yes, she's won 3 vetoes. Like, Mickey, you even won after because when I left, you hadn't won any comps. But by the time you left, you'd won 2 or 3 comps. So like, and you know what? Somebody even tweeted me, and like, I was trying so hard not to be shady, but they were like, Morgan because Morgan won veto this week. Somebody was like, Morgan has eclipsed Jimmy in competition wins. And I'm like, why are you tweeting this? Because it took her till what, week 9 to do that? Like, I'm just saying, like, this is not a win here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I've always said that when you start winning comps, okay, there's 2 different scenarios. 1, you're holding out just to obviously stay, very undetected in the game. And then 2, you're just not capable of winning anything until a lot of the bigger competitors leave the house because it makes it easier. So I'm not going to say which one I think it is, but I mean, people can put 2 plus 2 together.
That part, because we all strategically win comps. But I know we're getting on the last few minutes here. I hope I'm not tricking you with the Cowboy Carter merch of it all, because I know we talked about that a lot in the house.
I love Cowboy Carter. I'm lying. I haven't listened to it, but I love old school Beyonce. Like, I'm still a fan of like Lemonade. Those are the albums that I rock with.
Lemonade is one of the best albums ever created. Like, that's just be so for real on that one. So I do think it was one of the funnier bits in the house, talking about like the Beyonce of it all the time. Oh, by the way, this is also one of my funny memes of like Walk Club that we had.
That is insane. Look at Ava. Oh my God.
Ava's eating on that one. But Mickey, so is there anything that we need to address that we haven't addressed? Is there anything that...
No, I mean, Jimmy, I don't hate you. I don't think you hate me.
I hate you. I think you're a nasty, horrible person, and I'm never going to talk to you.
I've never met in my entire life, personally. Yeah. But no, like, it's a game. Like, I'm honored to have played with you. It is what it is. Like, I mean, we did our best with what we had. I'm not homophobic. That's insane. The gay ass thing, I saw someone else say something again. Like, guys, like, stop it. My best friend, Ray Holiday. Check the credentials.
Ray Holiday. I think I call him
Ray, by the way.
Huh?
I said you need to meet Ray, by the way, too.
I do need to meet Ray. But like, listen, I've said this before. Like, do I think Mickey's homophobic? Absolutely not. I've said this a million times. Would I be friends with somebody I thought was homophobic? No. Like, that's just point blank period. And like, I think, and I mean, you and Rachel were the 2 people I connected with the most in the house. Like, you and I were doing this the whole time in the house. Like, we were cutting up, we were having a good time.
Jimmy, that is the funniest thing ever, though. Like, that picture, when you sent that to me, I cried. That might be your new profile pic.
Well, do you know, your profile pic is the one where we're actually, I'm so sorry. This is currently your profile pic because I do think it's really funny.
Aww. It's kind of cute, but I just don't like how the person looks so muscular, because I don't even really have that much upper body strength.
I don't think it looks much. I mean, okay, first off, I think it's AI extended.
Okay, why were you mocking Jimmy, though? Well, Jimmy and I mocked each other a lot in that house. That was kind of just a thing that we did. And like when you spend so much time with a person, you kind of pick up each other's mannerisms and say things that each other says. Like, Jimmy, do you know what 3 of them mugs is?
Okay, can I tell you? I was actually so pissed when I was on the stage, like watching video messages, and then when that came up, I was like, Nikki, and even in Unlocked, I said I was rooting for you at that point because I was like,
3 of them mugs.
3 of them mugs is gonna be 3 of them espresso martinis that we get when I come to Atlanta.
Period. No, and I have the perfect spot too because they'll get you lit. We can't drive. We have to do it Uber.
This is my new favorite picture.
Okay, now I would use that one as our profile. Okay, send me that one too.
Yeah, because you were gagged. So I think this is a good final question. You were really gagged when you went home over Ashley, right? Because you thought you had the votes to stay over Ashley.
I did. I was gagged. Like, and I think it was all over my face. Like, girl was gagged. But honestly, a lot of people were saying like, oh my gosh, Mickey, like you were so crazy to be hugging everybody when you walked out the house. I would have like been, popping off at the mouth and saying all these mean things. I'm just like, y'all, listen, that would have done me no good. Like what would that have done? Even you, like you walked out classy. Like what would that have done? So yeah, I was gagged, but I gathered my things, I gathered my Bible, and I was like, hey Julie, let's go, let's pop in. So yeah.
Well, Mickey, it's been good talking to you. I'm like glad we're able to just like hash it out. I know we'll probably have things to talk about at finale. I know we'll talk before finale, but Mickey, I appreciate having a dialogue. I think that's important to have, just like, chatting and like aligning on certain things. And I know we'll talk more. I know we'll be in other lives together, but I enjoyed talking to you. I'm glad you're out of the house so that we can have these conversations. And I enjoyed playing with you. Like, you were one of my favorite people in that house, literally till the moment I got evicted, because we were just cutting up and keeking. We were sleeping on top of each other for like the first,
No, let's be honest. Yes. We were like,
I was sleeping in your bed when I got evicted. The last bed I slept in was yours.
That is so true. No, like we were literally too close for comfort. Like I know what you're talking about.
You evicted me so you could have your bed back is what happened.
That's insane. Maybe because you were farting so much.
Only on stop. And I put you on stop. So we have our moments. But Mickey, I love you so much. Thank you for like the vibes. I'm glad we're able to just like get through things that, TV things and create a new like, situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And I'm going to see you in a couple of weeks. We're going to tell the world about it.
In Atlanta. We're going to have 3 of them mugs.
Actually, let's do 4. We're going to have 4 of them mugs.
Okay, we're going to have 4 of them mugs. No need to drive.
Her.
All right.
All right, Mickey.
Bye, Mickey.
Love you. Talk to you later.
After hours or what? Hey guys, anyway. Hold on, somebody emailed me. That's crazy. Okay, sorry, I was talking to Brand. That was just a bunch of rambling. I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm in a good place with Mickey, but it's also like, at the end of the day, what's the expected outcome? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm somebody who forgives but never forgets. You know what I mean? And I do love Mickey as a person. That's like where I was always conflicted with in this process. And Morgan, which is why I'm rooting for Morgan at this point. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I mean, yeah, some of you are right, but it's like, I don't know. Yes, I'm up, guys. Do we have any questions before I dip? Somebody wants me to. We'd love to start. Would you be open to collaborating on? That's crazy. Okay, guys, who starts an email by saying "Have a good day"? Okay. Maybe. I think Mickey's being real, guys, because Mickey did call me. Maybe this is something we didn't do on live, but Mickey did call me and have like a really long apology about things, and I think that's tea. And I also apologize for calling her a middle school mean girl and doing some other things. So it's like, at the end of the day, guys, it really is not that deep. Like, I've said it before. Like, if Mickey was homophobic, I would be friends with her. You know what I'm saying? I think some of y'all are right. Why are we rooting for Morgan? Because we're not rooting for fucking Kelly, that's why. I hope we all kiki more in the future. I'd like to get in a place where I kiki with Mickey. I want to feel vulnerable around Mickey. And I don't yet, but that's why I want to go to Atlanta. I want to see Mickey in Atlanta. I want to like drink with Mickey in Atlanta. I want to get her on live drunk in Atlanta. That's what I want. But guys, I'm gonna log off because it's 10 o'clock on a Sunday and I love you guys and I'm tired. But I hope we talk more. I hope this is the start of a dialogue. I think especially in the world we live in, there's no reason to be calling Mickey homophobic when we have people actually coming to take our rights away. When we actually have a situation where we have people who are coming for our community and it's not really a place to make Mickey the center of that. So I love Mickey. I'm happy to have that conversation. I'm hoping that in the future, Mickey and I get to talk more, get to kiki more, and get to see each other in person, maybe even ahead of finale. But I still have things I'm going to say at finale to everybody, and I hope they're ready for that. But I love you guys. I hope we're going to talk soon, and thanks for joining the live as always. Love you guys. Good night.